Good morning, happy Friday. 550's back here at the house. Successful first 16 miles yesterday. Key range is piss poor. You've got to be on top of the car for that to work, but it does. Let's see, what else? It drives really well. I don't remember what all I said last night. I did give a little update there in the garage, said it drove really well, and the clutch and shifter and everything just is spot on. Everything feels really good. You know, even a little better than the M5. And I think that's because we have gotten better at bleeding the clutch. I'm loading up the car here and taking it back to the shop now. We're bleeding it from the bottom and pressing fluid, pumping fluid in from the slave cylinder up to the reservoir, which is a better way of doing that. The shift boot's been the problem, as I talked about last night. I'm going to stop into the dealer now and ask about that, see if I can get any updates. So that's Friday. It is a hot one today. It's already like 85 maybe. It's going to go up to 90 and then cloudy over the weekend, which is annoying. It's complaining about service because an oil change is due in 400 miles. I'm going to ask the customer if he wants that done. AC. All right, talk to you guys later. BMW Escondido parts. That does not look like the Melbourne red. Maybe it is. I don't know. Alrighty then, let's get an update here at the end of Friday. Roger's car's still stuck as we wait for Bilsteins, wait for Coney's, excuse me. The Bilsteins aren't going to work with the Denon springs, and obviously it can't go anywhere because it's got no feet. So we got new links. This one's ready to be reattached to the sway bar when we get the rest of this put back together. And we've got new tie rods as well, ready to be put back in the knuckle on both sides in the front. We're just waiting for the Bilstein, or for the Coneys. Kennan's car's in here cooling down. It's 90 some degrees out here today, and the sun is very hot. Feels like summer. He's gonna wipe his car down at the end of the day. I love that plate. That looks so good. So it's inside cooling down. I just finished mine, Friday cleanup, that's done. We've been working on Gary's car here. This is the 02 titanium M5 with a couple dine-in goodies on it. For example, the adjustable rear sway bar with fresh OEM, somewhat fresh OEM mounts. That's kind of a weak point on this car, as many of you know. And it's got yellow struts in there. I can't tell. I think these are old Coneys, actually. My dad was here earlier today, and he installed the flywheel, new Gen BMW flywheel, new clutch, pilot bearings in there, pressure plate. All of that is torqued to spec. We still have the locking tool in here, as you can see. Slave cylinder is going to be replaced for obvious reasons. And this hose is going to be replaced. I showed you that before. But the majority of the afternoon has been spent over here working on this transmission. So before we had done all the usual suspects that I've gone through a million times. Today we did the detent pins in here. Both of those are new with springs. You can't replace the bushings on the Getrag boxes, just the ZF ones. At least the part numbers are not on the Explosion, whereas the BMW does list the part numbers for the caps, the clips, the detent pins, and the springs. So all of that's new. And that's what's responsible for recentering the shifter. So it's in neutral, you move it over, you know, to go for first and second, it springs back to neutral. Same thing over to 5 and 6, it springs back. It still sounds different. Everybody, when they check for neutral, they always go left. So it's always a little louder and usually stiffer to the right. And it is still that way, which surprises me. Anyway, that stuff is new. Then behind this sensor, this is the gear position sensor, and we've replaced this as well as that wiring management. Behind that, there's 3 pieces. There's kind of a bearing looking thing with a spring in it, and then a post inside the screw, so all of that's new. Behind this, and this piece is new, is a bunch more new stuff. There's another spring and a ball in there. So that's fresh. And then yesterday, no, that was today, we did these. the arrestor balls, whatever that means. So you take out these two 10 millimeters and the ceiling cap, which is this thing, and replace everything in there. So now it shifts like a well-oiled shotgun. At least that's how it's supposed to be. It certainly feels good and sounds good out here. Of course, the real test will be getting it in the car and seeing how it feels in application. We're going to do a fluid change in here, of course, as well with the Royal Purple Synchromax. Over here, we did Royal Purple 75W140 with LSD additive in the differential, so that's done. Got new drain and fill plugs in there, torqued to spec. So lots of progress today, lots of little fiddly parts in there. Looking at what's left on this car, it's just going to be, you know, the throwout bearing needs to go in. I'm actually waiting from him to see if he wants to replace the pivot. And, you know, slave cylinder comes in over here and you press the clutch and it pushes the piston on the slave cylinder out. And that means your fork comes out like this. And this is your throwout bearing, which sits in there. So you press the clutch, presses this out like this, and now the throwout bearing takes a load. Anyways, there's a pivot fork over here, standard one from BMW. It's just pressed in there. In fact, you can see the back of it right in there is plastic. It's okay. You don't really hear about them breaking, but AGA makes a nice brass one, and better yet, Einhorn Industries, Jed up in Orange County, makes an aluminum one that's blue. I think it's called the Unicorn Nipple. So I'm waiting to hear from the customer to see if he wants to do that. Otherwise, we're ready to get the new, this is the new one actually, the new throwout bearing in there. Then the transmission can go on after we replace that hard line and the slave cylinder. We already rebuilt the drive shaft, so that's ready to go. Heat shields are going to go back in place. Then we have fresh exhaust hardware, which is this and this. That's going to hold the diff to the, or the drive shaft to the diff input flange. 3 more bolts to attach or nuts. And here's the bolts to attach the drive shaft to the transmission output shaft. The pin for the shifter will go in, and then new exhaust gaskets there, OEM. And then this stuff over here, those are center support bearings, screws. That's empty, that's extra, that's extra, that's extra, and that's all extra. So big progress today, not as many parts left. We put some on, we pick some up. Here we have window gaskets, front and rear. This is seat trim, the black pieces on the side, the outer sides of the seat. Those are going to go on a customer car that was just dropped off today that I'm about to show you. A windshield cowl, center cubby storage box, windshield cowl trim, front hood roundel, grommets. This is like 20% of the order. There's a bunch more stuff coming. Here's all the old parts that were taken out of Gary's car. Anyways, let's take a little walk out front. I haven't even gotten a good look at this car. It's a 2000 and I think it's a 2. This one maybe? That might be the 530. This one. 2002 M5. Hi, Kenan.
Hey.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Oh, office tour. They haven't even seen any of this yet. More to go. We have stuff to put on the walls. We have more painting to do in the way of some colors and logo up there. But it's pretty cool. It's coming along. Got a rug in here, nice little waiting area, some Barcelona chairs, real plants, comfortable couch, some pillows. This is going to go on the wall, little teaser here. Love this. It's going to be hung and phone numbers on there, but we'll get some business card holder. And Larissa got me that, which I think is really cool. Anyways, let's take a look. Here's the 530. It has been aligned. It is all but ready for customer pickup. We did the tie rods on that, so it needed an alignment. There's the 550i. I scanned codes after I got up here. There's nothing in there of any value, so that's good news. It does need an oil change, though, as I mentioned. And this is the 2002, I think. Let's find out. Sterling, it looks like anthracite, though. I'm gonna have to get a look under there. Maybe it's something weird. Mayo 2, I don't know what that is. This does not look like sterling to me. Maybe it's the lighting, or it's got a ceramic coating or weird wax on it or something that tints the color. What the heck is this? Oh, it's got those. Color sticker's gone. Oh, steel gray. That's cool. It's BMW individual, steel gray metallic. Wonder if he knows that. That's really cool. I don't get very many BMW individual cars in here. So taking a look, that's not supposed to be there. This is aftermarket. Is that metal? Oh, no, I guess not. Firewall trim, surprisingly, is not cracked. Those are sagging big times. You can recommend that. At least that's still attached. The sandwich is incorrect. That's dirty. The hood sensor's plugged in. The cable's routed correctly. That's yellow. Yeah. It's on stock wheels. I don't know the mileage yet. Let's get a peek inside. It is a full leather luxury interior. That would be M1SW. Oh, it's clean. It's really nice, actually. Good look at the miles in a minute. We're doing a PPI. We're doing front and rear window gaskets, all the stuff I showed you inside there. We're gonna do brakes, maybe a couple of control arms as well. I think he got this car pretty recently. So inspection will help uncover a lot of stuff. Definitely a rear M badge. Needs trunk struts. Those are really weak. That's a cool feature. Open the trunk and it spits out an old ass nav DVD from 2002, the original one. So it's been a California car then, probably. Some oil in the back. It's an M audio car, non-split folds, non-sunshades. Is that a yo-yo? It's got a yo-yo in the back. Don't know what that is. We'll figure that out later. Definitely needs trunk struts. And auto lights being an 02. It's 118.9, so it's a pretty young car in comparison to what I usually work on. How's this feel? Oh boy, that's original. Stock shifter, loads and loads of play. Wow, the clip's broken off. Never seen that happen before. I have one of those. We can probably fix that. Yeah, I mean, I could talk here for like 8 hours if you guys want me to, but I'm not going to because this is not an E39 source video. One last thing. Hey, and they're quiet. They're really quiet. I feel like those have been replaced. This is more and more common these days. I'm seeing this all the time on these cluster bezels. Not great. Probably need to update the nav software. That's the old BMW logo. It could just be stock V32. Let's see. Date's not set. It thinks it's 2017. This is a Mark III running -60. So that is not the latest software, even for the Mark III. Okay, that is this car. It goes in for the PPI on Monday. I'm about to move it inside just so it is safely stored and secured for the weekend. And that's blowing me away still. Steel gray. So then what is this? I should know. I don't have a key for it. They're not the same. I don't think. Jason Tatum has 60 points with the Celtics win over the Spurs, and LeBron James is back since first game tonight since March 20th. I don't know what his minutes restrictions will be. Probably 12 minutes limited in the first half, similar with Anthony Davis. Guy to the Lakers need it. In other news, it's Friday night. It's 7:30, and we have AirTags. Finally, we've been hearing about these things for like 2 years. I saw on Mac Rumors. This one says copyright 2021. Some of them were saying copyright 2020, indicating that maybe they had planned a potential 2019 launch. Got the 4-pack. It's $99. Haven't purchased any cases or dongles or anything special yet. But let's see, we have a little nice tab right here. We pull that open. Why is it at the bottom? I guess you're supposed to open these things from the bottom. Hang on, let's do it in the sink. How about that? And we're gonna go to there. And I gotta work all the way in the corner. That's bad, but it works. Pull these out. AirTag. Now we can come back here. We have some documentation that nobody's going to read. Safety and handling instructions. They open up like this. There's 2 over there and another 2 over here. And it instructs you to update to the latest iOS or iPadOS, turn on Bluetooth in 3 languages. They're small. They run on a Coin 2032 battery. And they look nice. Lightweight. Certainly not going to put it in a men's bifold or trifold wallet, but they're not for that. What does this say? So step 1 is update iOS. Step 2, pull tab when ready to use. Hold near device and follow on-screen instructions. Hold within 2 inches of device in the Find My app. Pretty cool. I'll let you know how I like them.